Hey everybody, this is D Hunter, bringing another action figure review. Today, we're going to look at the McFarlane DC Multiverse, Batman Beyond Future's End, Unmasked Batwoman. Now I know this is not a new McFarlane figure, but it's one of a few figures I never got around to reviewing. There's just too much stuff dropping. This is a fantastic figure. I like the regular Batwoman, and the unmasked head is fantastic on this one. So let's take a look at the packaging. As you can see at the top, 22 moving parts, McFarlane Toys, ages 12 plus, DC Multiverse, Batwoman Unmasked. Here she is in the package. She has 4 hands, 2 flame exhausts for the bottom of her feet, a batarang, collector's card, and a display stand. One side of the package, Batwoman Unmasked from Batman Beyond. Other side, Batwoman Unmasked. At the bottom, got a bunch of credits, and there is a barcode in case it helps anybody. And at the back side, here's a figure post up. And here are a bunch of other recently released McFarlane DC Multiverse figures. So no further ado, let's open her up. And here she is, next to the standard version of the Batwoman Beyond. This is a Target exclusive. Alright, now they got this figure out of the package. Here she is with all of her accessories laid out. She comes with a batarang, 4 hands, 2 flame pieces for the bottom of her feet, a collector's card, and a display stand. But before we take a look at those, let's talk about and check out the actual figure. So this is Batwoman from the Batman Beyond comic of Future's End. Her real name is Elainna Grayson. She's the daughter of Dick Grayson in this potential what-if future. So let's take a look at her. Start with her head here, and I'll tell you, I think her head is fantastic. The face, the sculpt, the paint job, it is all on point. The hair looks good. She's cute. I mean, they did an excellent job with this thing. I could see this becoming Lois Lane, Selina Kyle, maybe even Ratcatcher 2 from the Suicide Squad. Just a great head right there. Going further down, she has that really cool Batman Beyond bat symbol on her chest. Some fins on her gauntlets. Looks like double jointed elbows, double jointed knees, permanently attached wings, but they can be removed. We'll look at that later in the video. Overall, it's a very nice looking figure, and I can't stress to you what a fan I am of this unmasked head sculpt. McFarlane has definitely improved in their unmasked heads. And here's the figure broken down as far as she can go, with all of her removable parts detached. Like I said, her wings are permanently attached, but you can heat up some water and remove them. We'll do that later in the video. And just a closer look at her face and head sculpt. I know I'm going on and on and on, but I'm a huge fan of this unmasked head here. Now let's check out her accessories, and let's start off with the boring stuff. Here's her display stand. Typical McFarlane stand, black perfect circle. It says DC on the bottom. It's also got 1 peg for the pegals on her feet. Very thin, very basic. And here's her collector's card. As you can see, it's simply an image of this figure. She's on a rooftop. I personally prefer when they use an image from the source material, like the comic, instead of just showing us the figure. Batwoman Unmasked from Batman Beyond. On the back side, there is a description. If you want to read that, go ahead and pause now. Here's her collector's card, next to the standard version of Batwoman's collector's card. Now let's look at her hands. She's got 2 fisted hands and 2 gripping hands. Here she is, with her first pair of hands. These are her fists. And here she is, with her second pair of hands. These are her gripping hands. They should hold her batarang. Now let's check out her flame pieces. Each Batman Beyond, a Batwoman figure came with these, so I'm starting to accumulate quite a bit of them, and they're really cool. They're cast in a semi-transparent plastic. They have a large peg for the peg on her feet. As you can see, it's orange, and it gets red as it goes below. It's supposed to be the exhaust coming out of her feet. They can fly. They have the wings. Sort of, I guess, little rockets or whatnot, jetpack type thing on the bottom of their feet. And it's all futuristic stuff. Now it kind of surprises me this figure didn't come with a flight stand. Here she is with a flight stand from another DC figure, maybe Superman. She has her wings spread out, she's hovering, you can see the exhaust upon her feet. It's a pretty cool display piece here. Now let's look at her batarang. Pretty nice batarang. Batman Beyond logo, more or less. It's in red plastic. It'll be pretty nice to use for this figure, as well as some of the other Bat family characters. Here are a bunch of different Batman Beyond style batarangs for my collection. Here's Batwoman holding and getting ready to throw her batarang. I thought this batarang would be a nice accessory for the Damian Wayne Robin. The Tim Drake Red Robin goes with his color scheme as well. But the figure I normally give this batarang to is the Mattel DC Multiverse Batwoman. The batarang, the color scheme, the shape, it's all perfect for her. Now they're taking a pretty good look at both the figure and her accessories. Now let's look at the wings. Turn around, she's got these two wings. They're flat. Mine are a little bit bent. I've had this figure for quite some time. Wings open up. They got these little tabs here. They're going to connect to this extra piece on the side of her forearm there. Pretty nice display piece, but I wish it was removable because in Batman Beyond, when they're not using the wings, they're sort of inside the suit. It's kind of annoying when she's just standing around the Batcave with her mask off, but her wings are still out. Here's Batwoman with her wings spread out, utilizing those little tabs on her forearms. It looks pretty good like this, with or without the exhaust pieces. Now, I'm going to take some boiling water, dip her in there, and pull these wings off. Here's Batwoman with the wings off. I really prefer her with the wings off, especially the unmasked version. Usually she's going to be unmasked when she's in the Batcave, not when she's flying around Gotham City. I even prefer the masked one to have the wings off, but this one in particular, there is this giant hole in the back, and it looks kind of bad, but I still prefer this without the wings. And after you take the wings off, you now have a separate piece. You can have this in the background of your Batcave with your Bat Armory. Now the only annoying thing, it's a little bit of a pain in the ass to put them on and off. You have to heat them up again, make this sort of middle large peg thing soft so you can shove it in that hole. But I prefer them without, so I'm happy this is at least an option. And here are a whole bunch of different Batman Beyond wings in my collection. Now let's talk about her head again. Absolutely love it. It's great. This is why I bought an extra one, so I could do a head swap. So let's put her back in the boiling water, take this head off. So I took some boiling water, dipped the figure back in there, and popped her head off. Now I've got one Batwoman Beyond as is, and this is what I'm going to do with my extra one. Try some different head swaps, show you some options. So there are 3 characters I wanted to cover making swaps with. We already have Batwoman, but she's not a custom. I want to go over Selina Kyle, Lois Lane, and then Ratcatcher 2 from the Suicide Squad. Take a Catwoman figure from the Batman, and even though she's a black woman, this head swap is still going to work perfect. My goal here is to end up with a comic-style unmasked Selina Kyle. Put those two together, and you have a nice unmasked Catwoman, comic-style Selina Kyle. I personally think it looks fantastic. Now I wanted to check out a Lois Lane head swap. Here are a couple of wrestling figures in appropriate professional sort of business attire. I thought either one of these bodies would make for a great Lois Lane. On the left, we have Stacy Keibler. Actually got a few of these marked down for $6 at Target the other day. And to the right, we have Stephanie McMahon. Here's this head onto the Stacy body. It looks good. Skin tones don't match, but a repaint can fix that. And here it is on the Stephanie McMahon body. Also looks pretty good. Skin tone is maybe a little closer, but still not quite a match. Now when I first bought this figure and got an extra one, my intent was to make a Ratcatcher 2 custom from the movie, The Suicide Squad. I was always frustrated McFarlane didn't include her, as she was a key member all the way to the end of the film. I thought maybe I could do a head swap with a Spawn Soul Crusher and have my own makeshift Ratcatcher 2. Well, it wasn't that simple. I ended up having a Ratcatcher 2 custom commissioned. My boy Pop Culture Art made an awesome one for me. Here's my Ratcatcher 2 custom. She looks great, screen accurate. She scales up with the rest of the McFarlane The Suicide Squad figures. Perfect. Love it. Came out better than I would have ever hoped. He even included a swappable masthead and her accessory that's going to control the rats. Now this is what I'm going to be doing with all of my different Unmasked Batwoman Beyond figures. One stays in the package. One is Ratcatcher 2. One is going to be the Unmasked Batwoman Beyond. And one is going to be a Lois Lane that's going to scale up pretty good with McFarlane figures. Now, if I see it on clearance, I might even get some more. But for now, I'm very content. I achieved my goal, and it did not disappoint. I also wanted to check her out next to the standard version of Batwoman. I was curious if there were any differences besides the unmasked head, and there are not. They're 100% the same figure, just different heads, as expected. Now that we've taken a pretty good look at the figure, her accessories, and some head swaps, now let's check out her height. From bottom to the top of her head, standing right at 7.0 inches tall, which can translate to just under 18 centimeters. Now let's check out her articulation. Starting with her head here, of course, you're going to rotate from side to side. She can look up and down. Really can't look up at all, but down quite a bit. Can tilt her head from one side to the other. Shoulders on a ball joint goes up about 90 degrees. Up, down, around, all that good stuff. She's got bicep cut below that. She does have the McFarlane butterfly joint between her shoulder and chest area, increasing range of motion and covering up that gap. Double jointed elbows below that. Her wrists can rotate, and it's going to be hinged as well. She's got ball joint on her torso, rotate around, forward and back. Another one on her waist, rotate around, forward and back, although I'm getting a lot less out of the waist than her torso. Legs, almost complete as the splits. Not a ball joint, but a similar idea. Rotation is non-existent. They go forward about that far, back not much. Double jointed knees. Then our ankles here, forward and back, rotation, tilt, rock, and to articulation. Here's Batwoman. She's surprising Batwoman, unexpectedly lending a hand as he's taking on Shriek and the Batman Joker robot. Now let's check her out next to some other action figures, starting off with some of the McFarlane DC Multiverse Batman Beyond figures. Here's the Unmasked Batman Beyond next to the standard masked version. And here she is, next to Batman from Batman Beyond. And here she is, next to all the different variants of Batman from Batman Beyond. From left to right, first we have the Target exclusive collective build Batman Joker robot version of Batman Beyond. He has no mouth. Then the wide release of Batman Beyond, he has a mouth. Then of course the Unmasked Batwoman, and then Ink as Batman Beyond, and then the digitized Chase variant of Batman Beyond, and then the Entertainment Earth exclusive glow-in-the-dark Batman Beyond. Then here she is next to Shriek from Batman Beyond, and here next to Blight from Batman Beyond. And let's not forget, here she is next to the collective build Batman Joker robot from Batman Future's End. Here's the entire McFarlane Batman Beyond collection. It's really 4 different figures and a bunch of variants. I guess 5 if you count the collective build a figure. Now, I'm not really aware of any other Batman Beyond figures upcoming, but there is the Batman Beyond Batmobile leaked list for quite some time, and it would shock me if we don't eventually get an unmasked Batman Beyond with Terry McGinnis' head. Now let's check her out next to some other Batwoman figures. None of these are McFarlane toys. Here she is next to an older DC Direct Silver Age Batwoman. This was Kate Kane way back in the day. And here she is next to a few more Batwoman figures by DC Direct and Mattel. These are a modern version of the Kate Kane Batwoman. Then, next to yet another DC Direct Batwoman. This is not Kate Kane. This is another potential what-if future Batwoman, just like the one from McFarlane's Batman Beyond collection. Now let's check her out next to some other recent released McFarlane DC Multiverse figures. Here she is next to the 2 most recent Mega figures, Frankenstein and Mongol. And here she is next to the Target exclusive Crime Syndicate wave, collective build Star of the Conqueror. Then, next to the Speed Metal wave, collective build The Darkest Night. And here she is next to the Batman Arkham City wave, collective build an undersized Solomon Grundy. Then, next to both the Amazon exclusive Tim Drake Robin and the Amazon exclusive Batman Family 5-pack. And now, with the most recent McFarlane Gaming wave, we have the Arkham City Sick Joker and the Arkham Knight Red Hood and Scarecrow. Here's Batwoman, next to McFarlane's DC Mortal Kombat 11 offerings, the Batman Who Laughs and Joker. And here she is, next to the McFarlane Toy Store exclusive Hush Superman and Rebirth Kid Flash. Then, here she is next to the 3rd wave of Page Punchers. This was a Flash-themed wave. We have Atom, Flash, Gorilla Grodd, Captain Cold, and Heatwave. And now, with the Injustice 2 Page Punchers, Batman and Green Arrow. Here's Batwoman, next to the 1st wave of Page Punchers. This is a Black Adam-themed wave. Batman, Constantine, Superman, and Black Adam. And here she is, with some recent Target exclusive gold label figures. We've got the Justice League Endless Winter Wonder Woman variant, Kyle Rayner Green Lantern from Changing the Guard, the Black Adam movie, Black Adam with Throne, and Defiant Deathstroke. Then, with a couple more recent Target exclusive gold label figures, Ocean Master, and the 30th anniversary of Batman from Batman the Animated Series. Rest in peace, Kevin Conroy. And finally, here she is, next to several different gold label Walmart releases, Speed Metal Dark Flash, Reboot Shazam, Azrael Batman Armor, and Parallax Hal Jordan. Now let's check her out, next to some action figures from different various companies, to see how she fits in both scale and style-wise, in case you know what lines you can mix her with. Since she's a McFarlane toy, they're typically the 7-inch scale. I'm going to start off my comparisons with some of the large action figure lines I collect, and work way smaller. But first, let's check her out with some of her McFarlane Toys brothers and sisters. In front of you are 5 different action figure lines, all from McFarlane Toys, all 7-inch scale. Then, with some more McFarlane Toys, these are from different various video game properties. And now, with some Jack-specific wrestling figures. Here's Batwoman, next to a can of Red Bull, the Tropical Yellow Edition. And here she is, next to some DST or Diamond Select toys. Then, with some DC Direct and DC Collectibles figures. And here she is, standing next to some NECA figures. Then, with some Mattel wrestling figures. And now, next to some Jazzwares AEW wrestlers. And here she is, next to some Mezco 112 collective figures. Then, with some Mattel DC Universe Classics and Multiverse figures. And here she is, next to some Mafex figures. Then, with some Hasbro Marvel Legends. And here she is, next to some SH Figure Arts action figures. And finally, next to some Jazzwares Fortnite figures. So overall, she's a really nice figure. The thing I like most about this figure is the unmasked head. It is absolutely fantastic. That's really the highlight of this. Being able to do some head swaps, have a Ratcatcher 2, Lois Lane, you could have Selina Kyle, and a ton of other things you could probably do with this head. Drop me a line in the comments below if you have any other ideas what this unmasked head could be used for. That being said, the Batwoman body is pretty nice. The articulation's good, sculpt is nice, her accessories are plentiful. She should have come with a flight stand, but that's not a big deal at all. Sculpt and paint job are excellent, articulation's good, accessories many. If I had to rate this figure, right now, I'm enjoying her a lot. I'm going to give her an 8 out of 10. Just seeing a lot of potential with this head, and I've already done quite a bit with it. So this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say about the video, add to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll talk to you guys real soon.